Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm taking you to my journey from Bangkok to the US with me. So this is me at the airport. I'm so excited that I got to fly again after 2.5 years that I haven't got to fly at all. So I'm flying with Singapore Airline business class. So the flying and experience itself was so amazing that I'm like really excited for the trip to start with flying with Singapore Airline. I have like a little bit of luggages, so yes, I have been to airport like 3 hours before, and the check-in was so smooth, and there's not a lot of people there. So after check-in, I got myself into the new Thai Royal Prestige Lounge.
Passed through immigration. Now I'm going to the Thai Airway Lounge because the Singapore Airline Christopher Lounge is so close. So yeah, let's see the Thai New Airway for the Thai Royal Prestige Lounge.
So here is like the atmosphere around the lounge. So they have like a cocktail bar where you can order cocktail or like wine. They don't actually have champagne. They have like a sparkling wine. So you can order cocktail. I did order some cocktail. And then I walk around the lounge. It's pretty nice. This is quite pretty new version than the old dated one that I used to go for years ago. And normally when I go to the lounge here, I prefer the silver crystals by Singapore Airlines. So it's kind of irony that when I fly Singapore Airlines, I have to use the Thai Airlines and vice versa. So they have like a hot meal stations, but they only serve one thing, which is like shrimp wonton soup, which like okay, but I think they could have done something a little bit better. So they have like a station for tea, which is like a little bit boring, and then they have like a bunch of hot food, like they have like dumplings, and then like a bunch of Thai food like chicken satay, like chicken wrapped, and this is like chicken coconut soup, and then they have this thing I had like roasted pork, which was pretty good. I had it, and then the trim pork, and then like some rice, and then I have pad thai. I didn't try pad thai, but I did have like a lot of stuff that they have on offer. It was good. I would say like the food was much better than I had expected before.
So here are all the food that I got. So I got the shrimp wonton and then like a chicken teriyaki and then like pork and then some fish balls. So I'm gonna try that. And I did order like a cocktail. So it's like it's a margarita. They call it like a royal margarita. It's quite good actually. It's quite refreshing to see like Thai Airways doing much better lounge than they used to be. So it's quite impressed. I'm quite impressed. And yes, okay, so let's eat. Many shops are still closed, but like there are quite a number of people now. It's not like a ghost town that it used to be, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna look for something to buy. So I left the lounge and I'm heading to the gate because she said my gate is a little far. So it's like 15 minutes. So I guess I would use 15 minutes to shopping and then 15 minutes to walk to the gate. So I will be like 10 to 15 minutes for boarding. So let's see what they have. Oh, Hermes opens. They're like Dior, Lancome's, SK2, Chanel. Oh, they all have their own counter. Like, I didn't see that before. I want to buy like something.
And then it's time for boarding. So today we fly A380-900 to Singapore. The flight was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Anyway, that's aside. Like, I have a story to tell. So once I sat on my seat, the purser of the flight came to me and asked me like, how would you like to be addressed? And then she pointed my name and pointed my like titles like on the manifest, and I was quite impressed. So I told her like, oh, she can address me as like Miss Jamie. So she then proceeded to tell her crew that they should call me this, and I was so impressed. So this is my seats for the next 2 hours, and that actually how the crew were during like my entire flights. Like each flight, like they will come to me and they would ask me like how would I want to be addressed. Not just this flights, like from like Singapore to Frankfurt and Frankfurt to JFK, like each crew change, they came to me and asked me. Like I think this is something that really sets Singapore Airlines apart and make it the best airline in the world.
The seat in front of you. Lower your head.
So for the 2 hours flight, they served in one tray, and it was salmon. It was pretty good actually. And then, not long after, I landed in Singapore. Actually, I never been to Singapore. I only transited in Singapore. It's so weird. I actually never like out and doing anything in Singapore. I definitely will. So I proceed to go to the Chris Silver Lounge. As you can see, it's literally packed. Like there were no seat. Seriously, there were no seat at all. I think the lounge was the worst experience of flying business class with Singapore Airlines, because like there's so many people, there's not enough seats, and it was horrible. I think the staff weren't actually helpful. I was in the lounge and I couldn't use my Wi-Fi. I asked him and he was like, I think it's because of your devices not working. It has nothing to do with our Wi-Fi. Like he didn't actually try to help. So I was waiting for like, so I decided to take a shower first because I couldn't find a seat at all. Even after my shower, I have to like still trying very hard to find a seat. And then when there were seats available, it left with garbage. Like you can see that. It's like I had to ask them to clean up. It was very, very disappointing lounge experience for Singapore Airlines. So this is going to be my seats for the next 13 hours from Singapore to Frankfurt. This is my second leg to JFK. So this is, I think, the new design of the A380 seat for Singapore Airlines business class. It was big, it was spacious, but it has a weird angle that you have to like turn your leg to the left.
Last flight, but I have to go to Frankfurt first, so this flight from Singapore to Frankfurt and then to JFK International, so I lay over for 2 hours. So I shower and went to the lounge. I will show you everything. Probably you will see. I think it's like the lounge was so packed. Like I went to shower for like 20 minutes and then it was so very packed. Like, and the food was not that impressive, I guess. Like it's kind of like so. I'm not that fussed about like the lounge. And then like I couldn't even use internet on the lounge, so it was kind of like I had to come early for check-in. Like so I couldn't even use internet at the lounge. So I had to leave for boarding, and then by the time I leave, it's already like started boarding, so it's fine. So this is the cabin. Like you can see, this is like the cabin. Like it's pretty full. This is my seat, and you can see it's kind of like. I think it was raining, was it? I have no idea because like when I landed it wasn't raining. Yeah, so I had a story. So both like boarding in Singapore, like in Singapore they like for this flight they asked to see your boarding pass and your passport, and the one that was looking at it was like police in Singapore. So like I had like my passport, boarding pass, so I gave it to him, and then inside my passport I had like a money, like I had like my like type of cash in here, so I like gave it to him, and he was like next time, like, do not give this with cash to the police. It kind of looked like a bribery, and I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. I just put like a small cash in here just in case that like I need it, and I didn't think about bribery. And so after we took off, I just start eating so many things like wine, champagne, food. Is like a lot. So I did book the cook for 3 meals. So you can see that I was just eating and enjoying the new Sick in the City series. And then I ordered the lobster tenderloin. Lobster tenderloin, the signature of Singapore Airline. So I ordered this from Book the Cook. So I'm gonna test this. This is Singapore Airline. You really have to try. So it's so very hot. So let's see what it's like. So after all the eating, now we're just taking the second flight from Frankfurt to JFK. It's the same airplane, everything, just change crew and pick up customer more for them. So I'm just trying to get you to see what the seats look like. So it's kind of like an angle seat. So when you sleep, you have to like angle a little bit to that area. And this is how the bed look like. See, you have to put your feet over there for you to sleep it. So I tried it. It's pretty okay. It's not that uncomfortable, honestly. So this is a famous chicken satay, and then the appetizer. In the main course, I also did book the cook too, and this one is a little bit too salty for my taste. And of course, champagnes before landing in JFK. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.